In this video, you will notice that Bill and I are working with ESPRITE, doing some pretty common exercises that are generally used to help a horse get their hind leg more engaged. Here you can see us doing a very slight spiral exercise where the circle gets a little smaller and then we push her back out. After she's gone all the way back out onto her larger circle, we take it straight away in preparation for a canter to part. You'll notice that ESPRITE is a little bit distracted on our first canter to part. This is her first lesson away from home for the season for this year, 2022. And I brought her there in preparation for a horse show that we're going to be going to next month. So we thought it would be a good idea to get away from home, see how she reacts away from home. And you will see that she is a little bit distracted and not really listening. So here comes the canter part where she really kind of feels like she was surprised by the request, even though I was trying to talk to her. And you will notice again she's distracted and not wanting to keep going and listening to me. I got after her a little bit and she got a little angry with me. See there? So, we keep working to see if we can keep ESPRITE working and paying attention to me as opposed to what's happening outside the ring and all the noises that she hears outside. And I clearly have to just find a different way to get ESPRITE to pay attention when we're away from home and she's distracted. But here now you can see we are changing rein to do a little bit of a circle right with the purpose of getting her right hind leg a little bit more active so that we can turn around again and try that left lead canter one more time, where she's pushing a little bit more off her right hind leg and hopefully get a little bit of a cleaner canter transition. Again, ESPRITE on that right circle is a little anticipatory, thinking I was going to ask her for a right lead canter. So that canter transition was slightly better, still could do better, and she is staying cantering a little bit longer this time, however still a little distracted, trying to get heavy. I gave her a little tap there to get her attention back to me. Of course, she let me know what she thought of that. She is still young, she's away from home, she's distracted, and I do have to be a little bit more sympathetic to that and see if I can't figure out a different method besides giving her a tap with the whip. It's going to help her focus and concentrate. However, she does need to learn that when she's working, she needs to work. When I asked her to go, she needs to go and keep going until I ask her to stop. This is a lesson that I cover in my first two videos on my free training series. So I guess I will go back to those first two videos and review some of those exercises with ESPRITE. So you can see here on this third attempt, we do a little bit better and keep going. And she got the hint that I'm going to keep asking and keep working until she gives me what I ask her for. And then finally, when she's a good girl, we can bring her down, do a little stretch here, and then she can have a little break because she finally got around to doing the right thing. She can have a nice little stretch across her top line, and then finally we bring her down for a little bit of a walk break so she can catch her breath before we try going the other way. She's doing a nice little stretch circle there.
And control the outside turn gains too. Good. To the ring. Stretch up. Yep. And down. And up. And then begin to walk.
Okay, ESPRITE has had her little walk break and we've caught our breath and we're going to give this cantering another try. So before we ask her for canter, we want to make sure that ESPRITE is moving off her hind legs and that she's feeling nice and light in her shoulders. So first, work on that trot. Make sure that we can do a little left flexion, a little right flexion, that her shoulders are up and light. And you're going to notice what I'm going to do here. Even though I'm tracking right and our goal is to get a nice right lead canter, I'm going to change my circle in a moment to the left. We're going to do a circle left and then back to the circle right and ask for canter. Now the reason that we're going to do that is because we're still trying to develop those nice canter transitions. In order to get a really good canter transition, we need to make sure the horse's outside hind leg is working strongly off the ground. So in doing a left circle, you get that left inside hind leg engaged, turn the circle to the right, and then that left hind leg pushes off into a nice canter transition. You see there, the first time I asked her for her right lead canter, she did it quite nicely. She was much more attentive this time. Hopefully we made her point with that left lead canter. She had to do a lot of work to the left before she got her break. So now she's cantering quite nicely. She keeps going. We'll try our straight line, which is not always easy for a young horse, but Esprit's getting stronger and stronger as we keep working and is able to canter a straight line and keep going. You see here, she did pretty good down that long side. And then we'll get ready for another little break because she did really well here in her right lead canter. There we go, so bringing it back down to trot. And again, we have to make sure after she's cantered and comes down to the trot that she doesn't start leaning and getting heavy and running on the forehand. I'm just practicing my half halts from my seat and my upper leg to get her to come up in her shoulders and keep her weight on her hind leg. And then we'll just practice a nice straight line across the diagonal here. See if we can keep those shoulders light. Oh, no, we're going straight ahead, sorry. So nice straight line down the long side, keeping those shoulders light, and then working our way up to practicing that nice steady diagonal line. Of course, you come off the wall, straight line's a little bit harder when you don't have a rail to help you, so you always want to kind of practice coming away from the wall and making sure you can still keep your horse straight, especially after you've done a little bit of canter work. Sometimes they have a tendency to get a little quick and a little heavy and want their break right away. But here she did really, really well, both in her canter and her trot work, so she gets yet another break. And we finish off our ride in this lesson by keeping those shoulders nice and light, trying to keep a nice steady forward walk, and practicing those nice square halts where she needs to stay soft and round in her neck, nice and light up in her shoulders so that those hind legs can step up into a nice square halt.